podcast.
Hope everybody's having a good Pesach. Hope everybody's not having too much of a tummy ache from all that matzah. Hope, yeah, that's right. That's right. And if you celebrate Easter, I guess happy Easter to you too. You know, yeah, that's right. It's a holiday season. You know, crazy. Yeah, I got Pesach. You got Easter. You got the Holy Week. You know, but leading up to Easter, you got like Palm Sunday and Good Friday, and yeah. You got like it's like a whole Holy Week. Yeah, yeah, but it's good because you have some time alone with God. You can worship a little bit, so it's good. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's a big now or never time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Since we last had our last episode, like the death toll doubled. I think more than that. Yeah. Yeah. It's at it's at 550,000 right now, and 20,000 people are dead. It's crazy. Above, it's more than yeah, yeah, yeah. It's people were used to compare. They used to use Italy as the example of how bad it could be. Now it's that bad, and now it's that bad here. Crazy within like 2-3 weeks. Crazy how things change. You can't take anything for granted. Yeah, yeah. And you also got to realize like it may not seem like that many people when you start looking at it, like out of how many people exist in the whole world, right? There's billions, but each one is that's right. Some people say it was made. Some people say it was made on purpose, like in a lab. It's true. Oh. So I think I think it could make sense that they made it in the lab. I don't think necessarily they spread it on purpose, but it makes sense. They may. Oh, I don't know exactly how you do it. You got to like. That's for the smart people. But you can cook stuff up in a lab. You can make anything in a lab, man.
amongst like all of humanity basically in every country. Like you know a level of insanity that is. Like imagine like one dude is like, I'm gonna fucking make a virus. It's gonna affect everybody intellectually. Everybody's gonna be stuck in their house. No one's gonna be able to leave. People are gonna die. It's gonna cause the most economic. It's gonna cause an economic depression in the world.
Right.
That's insane.
But wouldn't it like make sense that if you wanted to like get people's attention on one thing for a long, long time,
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
to go around like doing any sneaky stuff, like getting rid of people who were saying the wrong things, or like
getting
any
rid of
kind of
people who hang out with people too much and party too much, and not letting them party and not letting people be
no,
social.
that's not what I mean. I mean like you wanna
But
get like an
you're not targeting specific people though. That's what's like. Well, I don't know.
that's true. So it's just a distraction so that you can do whatever
So
shit
you're
deals
saying
or
you're saying
behind the
maybe
scenes stuff.
someone's using this as everyone's so because since everyone's so focused on the coronavirus now, no one's gonna find this dude that's trying to spice something else up. You know, because
Yeah,
everyone's distracted.
exactly. That's probably happening all over the world. Like people are
So
disappearing,
is this what you've been up to lately?
like making people disappear. No,
Okay.
no, man.
Well, now like disappeared and these people just dying. Like they don't disappear. Like we know they're dead, and we know that you know.
But I'm saying, like, this would be a good time for the government because everybody's eyes are on one thing. They want this one guy taken out for one reason or another. So
It's
they
not
go
really
in.
it's not really helping the government.
I guess so because they have to spend all that money. But you
I heard
know,
I
even
heard
if they didn't start it
I heard Bernie Sanders dropped out of the debate.
out of the race, yeah. Well, he's not
Yeah,
campaigning anymore.
well,
He's
not
technically
debate, yeah,
still
the
in it.
campaign.
Yeah, he's technically still in it. He's just not running anymore. So he's not going to have any more events or do any more fundraising. So basically, he's out.
Yeah,
But
I don't want to talk too much about politics, but I don't think he should be president. But we'll let extra talk.
it's
We'll let extra
yeah,
talk
that
about that.
yeah. He's it's interesting though because he's holding on to all of his delegates and he's not fully dropping out and he's doing that so that he can hold some power
Mm,
over the party because really he is a very different thing than most of the other people in the Democratic Party. Like he's a completely different thing. He's not technically a Democrat. He's a democratic socialist, right?
mm, right.
So he wants to keep making all these big changes,
Yeah.
making them.
He's also like I feel like he's just getting gullible people to believe in what he says. You
Well, I
know,
think a
but
lot of politicians do that.
yeah. No, but I think he's specifically targeting the millennials that are in debt and want everything to be easy and free. Just want to have free shit and like and whatnot. Just bullshit. Like
Yeah, I mean, listen, everybody panders to their own
you know, like
crowd, like in a certain
he,
way, right?
he,
Like,
he wants to get rid of college debt. Wants to make like healthcare free. Like good luck with that. We're already trillions of dollars in debt in the country. I mean, it's corrupt though. All the debt that we have. Think about it. It's kind of corrupt. How do we have so much debt? Like
oh,
trillions
you
of
rack
dollars
it
of
up
debt.
different ways. War gives you a lot of debt. Very expensive.
Like, is it even
Very, very
possible? Is it
expensive.
even possible to pay off? I don't know. I don't think so. Like,
Not really.
I mean, there's people who are talking about how like paper money could go extinct eventually.
It probably will, dude. I mean, I know my parents barely carry around cash anymore.
It's not even that.
Right?
It's
Like,
because it's so like delicate. Because it's something that was created, something that's just being produced on a yearly basis. Like they printed out like $1 trillion in the past like 5 years. Printed out over like $1 trillion. Just fucking printing money. Like so, the money keeps going down and down and down and down.
inflation, yeah, inflation.
It's not even about things going up. It's about the money being less also. So,
Yeah, that's inflation, dude.
yeah, inflation is things getting more expensive because the money goes down. But there's other things that cause inflation, like the value of things and
That's
demand
true.
and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. But like, it's tough. It's tough. Like you can end up with some really bad situations there. You print too much money, right? Like
So
like
some
what
people
happened in
being able to open up their businesses up again, and I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be possible.
no, I think people really need to like
People need
kind
to
of see
bounce
that
back.
that's
People
I
need
mean
to you make people need to put bread on the table. Like
I
people
mean
are
there's like
literally
20
not being able to feed their families right now, or not being able to pay rent. You know, we talked about this stuff last week, but it hasn't changed. It's just getting worse and worse.
yeah,
People have
20 million
people that have a job don't have a job, have less money this week than they did last week. That's for sure.
no, like $20 million 20 million people, I think, have filed for unemployment.
That's why I think it's a good time to start your online business, start your podcast, start your social media page,
Hmm.
create content, do what you can, do what you could do.
Yeah,
There's
don't
always,
focus on what you can't do.
yeah, don't focus
Right,
on what you can't do. Focus on what you could do.
right.
That's my philosophy right now.
Yeah.
So start learning about social media and start learning about podcasting or YouTube or whatever you, but no, whatever you think. I think for us, podcasting is better than YouTube in a lot of ways, bro.
That's not just a good philosophy for, quarantine and, these really tough times. It's good for everything. Like if
Yeah.
you have a
Oh,
project, you don't want to
uh,
spend that much time trying to like salvage it.
well, in general,
Sometimes,
in life, never focus on what you can't do. Always focus on what you could do. Like you don't have
right.
control over everything. You have control over certain things, but you don't have control over everything. So focus on what you could control. It's the philosophy for happiness for a lot of things. When you focus on things that you have control over, you know, your life will get better.
There's no doubt about that,
Like you don't control people's
positive
opinions.
thinking.
You don't control people's opinions about you. So don't focus on people's opinions about you. Focus on
Yeah.
yourself.
Can't get
Focus,
worried about what people are
eh,
thinking because you're not in their heads. Right.
focus on you, your ideas, and your strengths. So artists will say, or whatever. He said, wisdom starts when one understands themselves, understand your situation, understand your reality, understand where you're at, understand what you could do and know what you can't do.
Person's got to be honest with themselves too.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
like you can't neglect what you can't do. Like you shouldn't focus
Mhm.
on what you can't do because that wastes time. But you got to know what
Yeah,
you can't do. You have to
yeah.
know your limits and
That's
test
what,
yourself to see,
but
what are your strengths and weaknesses.
I think it takes a lot of humility to be honest with yourself. Like, to tell yourself that, oh, you need to hit the gym. That it takes a level of humility and honesty to go look in the mirror and realize that you're out of shape and you're not healthy and you're not taking care of yourself and you're killing yourself. It's gonna take a level of humility to tell yourself, like, I look like shit, I feel like shit, and I should go hit the gym to feel better and be healthier and whatnot. Like,
Your ego is a very powerful thing. It's
oh,
very, very powerful, but it's also very fragile.
I mean,
And
your
but it
ego
does
can,
hold that power. It could kill you.
you need your ego, to
Self-esteem.
for your
Right.
self-esteem, but at the same time, you need to get rid of the ego that tells you you're perfect. It tells you that you're amazing, which you are amazing. Everybody's amazing, but no
Yeah.
one's perfect. You always need to improve. Your ego's gonna help you improve, but at the same time, your ego could stop you from improving, and your ego can be the thing that makes you full of shit. Also, like,
No.
it's all
You
about
gotta
you gotta utilize it properly. You gotta
it's a
everything
tool
properly.
like any other thing.
Eh,
Right. Like any other thing. And
Your body's a tool.
you gotta
Your
be
mind's
careful
a
with it.
tool. And within your mind, there's different tools and aspects of your mind, for sure.
Hmm.
Ego being one of them.
Well, I think it can help a lot of people not to have like total
Mm,
ego death because that could send a lot of people, out of control. Give 'em
yeah.
but
Uh,
just to
it's not,
focus on it and
yeah,
meditate.
it's a,
Different
yeah,
There are different
meditation. I was
exercises.
just about to say
Right.
meditation. There's getting, controlling your ego takes, it's not gonna happen overnight. I mean, you still have an ego that we gotta work on. Everybody's got an ego they gotta work on, but something that needs to be practiced through different, like I think meditation is a great way to do to understand your ego and even understand yourself. There's so many benefits to meditation that we don't really. It's kind of like a lost thing in today's society. Like you don't see people just meditating.
Meditate definitely. Because I think a lot of people aren't really patient. We live in a very like gimme,
Also,
like
people.
immediate
I think people,
gratification time,
like
right? People,
I was talking to someone about meditating. And he was like, I don't know, I find it boring. So I don't. The way I heard that in my head was like, so you basically find yourself boring in that sense, because meditating is just listening to your thoughts. If you think you're boring, then you're gonna find meditation boring.
yeah, and right, it's just part of today's society where people expect things very quickly. So I think a lot of people wouldn't have patience for that, right? Because
Yeah.
everything is moving so fast. Like you can order something online and have it to you
Uh.
within 2 days, right? You can get whatever you want. I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
people are waking up to that now because the world is much more slowed down. But
And meditation is a slow process. Also, it's not something you do one day and then, all right, cool. I got what I want. It's something that's a practice in your life. Should be a practice in one's life. I mean, there's so many benefits. Like I was reading about it. Like like a lot of human involvement comes to meditation, maturity aspects of the way your mind changes and develops. You can't all things can't always connect without meditating, and you won't have full control of your mind and consciousness without things like meditating. There's a huge aspect of maturity that comes uh, from from meditation and psychological like awareness and a lot of things, man. Religious
right,
and spiritual aspects of
yep,
meditation.
very almost inextricably tied to prayer
Oh,
and
for sure.
connections with God,
Connection
meditations.
to your
Right.
soul. I mean,
Hmm.
your soul can almost like talk to you in a way. Like you can not necessarily like it speaks to you, but like you can almost like listen to your heart, listen to yourself, listen to what you have to say about yourself and your life and whatnot.
Yeah.
These are things that you can get from meditation for sure.
Yeah. And going back to that issue of, working on your ego, it's
Hmm.
easily one of the best and healthiest ways. Like a lot of people, I think we've discussed psychedelics before and they can be a very positive thing, but a lot of people experience like the death of their ego. And so
Yeah,
they'll take that experience and from that they'll think that they're more humble and they'll think that they had like a triumph
right.
over their ego, but it's really
Yeah.
a very quick and fleeting thing and it's very dangerous,
I mean, you could
right?
have an ego death, but it's still having an ego death is not like a one. I think it's not
Right.
really a. So not a one-time thing. Oh, now I'm humble. It's something that like, oh
That-
shit, you realize a lot of things about your life, and then you start working on them.
That's what I'm saying. But I think there's a danger, right? There's a danger in people kind of taking that experience and thinking, oh, now I'm a good person
Mm-hmm.
automatically.
No, no. You
Yeah.
taking
No,
like a
you got to put the
notch.
work in.
Yeah, you
You got to
still gotta
put the
put
work in.
work. You still gotta put the thoughts in. You be like, but I think it can make you more curious about your ego and more curious about things, which can lead to more humility and which can lead you to practice more humility, which can lead, it can kind of have a butterfly effect on the
Right.
facts. You know what I'm saying?
Like an
Mm,
eye opening, kind of
yeah,
making you more aware of what's out there.
yeah. I mean, it's also like some people do it. I think too young. Like I don't know. So doing it one time, it's not a strong dose. It's not gonna really do much. It's just gonna be like a little experience. It's not gonna be really that much overall.
That's true. You know, you gotta weigh long term
Mm-hmm.
and short term effects and all that, and you know, take
But
into consideration the developing brain. But you know, this the same goes for pretty much anything that
you don't need to take psychedelics to be humble. To work on your humility, it's something everyone needs to work on. Everybody.
if you're using it wrong, then it's
Because
already
also, I think your ego hides your true self and your true potential. I mean, it does. Not just I think it does. I believe it does.
you truly can be. Do you think that your most fulfilled self is the most humble version of yourself?
Um, do I think? I think there's a lot of aspects of that for sure.
Um,
Because you know, when you realize that like you pretty much are not that smart, you're we're all pretty much morons. You know, no one knows all the answers to shit. No one, like we're all just human beings. We're with little, you know, I'm on the moon right now on this picture over here. Look at those stars. Those stars are huge,
that's it.
huge,
And we're so tiny.
huge. I'm tiny. I'm outside right now. I can look at the stars. Those stars, the size of those stars are beyond my imagination. My imagination cannot fathom how big those stars. Some of those stars are triple, 5, 10, 20, 30 times the size of the sun. The sun is like, I don't know, 100 times the size of the Earth. I don't know how big the Earth is. I've only been in a couple countries. So, fuck.
You
Think
get your
about
head spinning, man.
think about how small you are.
That's
The
right.
world, the world itself should give you a certain amount of humility. What I hate about today's world is there's so much light pollution. So like in the olden days, you'd walk outside and
Right.
you fucking see all these stars. You'd see the galaxy and you'd be like, oh shit, I'm tiny. Every night you look outside and you're like, oh god, there's a million stars out there.
See the
Like
whole universe.
yeah, it's like everything's so hidden nowadays. Almost like things are more hidden. I feel like
I feel like that's with everything. You know,
yeah,
with nature. If you live in a
yeah.
big city, you gotta go a little bit out of the way if you want to see
Yeah, people say
like the
God,
nice
God,
countryside.
God is more hidden nowadays than it was in the past. I think
100%,
for sure,
definitely.
for sure. The more we have materialism, the more we have, you know, just things and more shit and more stuff. The easier things are, it's like, why believe in God when my phone seems to be more powerful than my spirit? Like this
Yeah,
phone,
when
this phone, people could be able to look at my phone and be like, whoa, it's God almost. Like I can call the other side of the world and be on a phone call with 30 different people from different parts of the world. Like like this is the biggest distraction right here from everything, everything.
no,
I mean,
I think
it's also a blessing. I love the fact that we can utilize this to in amazing ways, but it's also a big distraction in today's world.
I think if you have a hard time putting phone for the night or putting away your phone for a couple days,
Oh yeah,
or if you have an emotional connection to that, like this little machine,
yeah. It's also
I
like
don't
what
think there's anything wrong with you. I think it's just like a
mm,
sign of the times that we live
biggest
in. Like
pet peeve.
so many people feel that way. It's not a good way to be, but so
Like
many people are like that, and it's just the norm,
people become so
right?
reliable on that stuff.
No,
Like imagine, I mean, think about it. Like phones are a very new concept in history. I mean, the first cell phone
no.
came out
Less than a
less
hundred
than
years ago,
less than 30
less
years
than
ago.
50, less
Less
than
than
50,
30.
less than
You know that?
yeah,
Remember those brick phones?
with the
That
big
shit came.
antenna.
That
Oh
shit
yeah,
came out in the 90s. Businessmen had it, and they're like, "Yo, I got a cell
they had it in the
phone.
80s. Yeah,
Yeah. It's some cool shit. I can call people in my car. Hey, like
right.
now, if you don't have a phone, you're either a baby or like, what the fuck is wrong with you? When it first
You
came out,
know,
only the businessmen had it, And now, like
that's how it.
this is this is not even the newest iPhone, but like
No.
this is still more powerful than computers that the strongest computer they had in the '90s, probably in the 2000s
That's
also.
crazy to think about.
Crazy,
But
that
like,
shit tiny.
you
Like
want to,
my hand is bigger than this crap, bro. What the hell?
you know what's crazy is over history with every technology, like it starts off
Mm,
like people only use it the right way, and then it gets commercialized, right? Then everybody has one,
yeah.
right? So nothing is special anymore. Right?
Phones.
I
I don't
think
know
it's
how
good that
I don't know how phones work, but phones are
oh they are because they have the internet on them,
it's a
man.
little device. Like sometimes I just like like walk late night and you're kind of just like in the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel.
Pick up your phone and you feel like an alien or something, like calling someone, and it's like, what the hell, man? Because like our past, like our DNA, truthfully, is not used to these type of things. Because it's such a new concept to humanity as a whole, and timeline of history. So like to me, it's weird to think about. I'm like the first human of my generation to have a phone as a teenager.
Oh, that is crazy.
And my
True.
generation
Like,
goes back hundreds, thousands, and thousands of years. But I'm the first person to have a cell phone, to have a device that I can
at
just walk
our age.
around with. Like our generation is the first generation to have that. No generation had this before that. But people gotta start thinking more about the past human lives. It's very trippy to think about. You know, we are not. The world's existed for you know billions of years. You know, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is, we haven't had it.
Humanity's been around, man. Like we ain't the first humans on this planet. I tell you that much. You know,
I think
like,
people just need to look back 100 years and
no,
all the different progress that
yeah,
happened in the last 100 years,
man.
right?
History can trip you up. Too
True.
much to learn about history. Too much.
Like,
Too much.
no, in 60 years, people went from not flying at all
Like
to going to space.
I'm reading a historical fiction book about when coffee first became a thing. I've been drinking coffee for the past like 4 or 5 years, like every single day, straight black coffee every day. And to read a book about when like people first started discovering it, it was like only the businessmen would drink coffee when they were discussing business because it would sharpen their mind. I mean, obviously we discovered that it doesn't sharpen your mind. I think it sharpens my mind, but whatever.
Wakes you up a little. It gets
Yeah.
your heart racing. Yeah.
And then you're like flying a little bit, so it's kind of nice. But
It's weird. Like people used to do coke, dude. People
yeah,
used to just people used to do
people still do coke. What are you talking about?
no, I'm saying they used to do it a lot more. Like it
But
was like a regular thing,
yeah, like
right? Like,
in the Wolf of Wall Street type of a.
you know,
It's,
things just
I actually kind of like that movie. Gave me a lot of perspective about how if I ever become rich, how not to be, and like,
that's
but
true.
at the same time, it motivated me to like work harder. It
It's also
inspired
really funny.
it inspired me, and it was super funny.
Yeah.
And it also inspired me who not to be, like in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, dude's an idiot.
Yeah.
Is it real?
Oh yeah.
I forgot what's his name, but Belfort or whatever.
Or the guy
Uh,
played by Jonah Hill.
yeah, like he's still in a crazy amount of debt. Like if you look at his net worth, I don't know how he got away with it. He's fucking genius, but like, cause he's still in like hundreds of millions of dollars of debt. I'm pretty sure. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but yeah,
All these guys are crazy.
he still has a fancy house. He has a podcast. I've listened to his podcast before. I mean, yeah, he's an amazing salesperson. He's super smart, but like, he, he's a criminal. You know. Yeah,
You know, you don't get a movie made about you for being a normal dude.
yeah. I
You
mean, his
know.
story is cool. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
I just find it interesting how he like has all this debt. He's really never paid off his debt. I mean, he became an amazing person and he inspires people today, which is great. I think it's amazing. But it's still so crazy how he's, after all the crimes he did, he still looped his way out of it, and then almost like, came back as a better person, and now he has a show, now he speaks and he writes books. It's all a crazy story.
Comeback stories are some of the best.
Yeah.
They're also some of the
He
weirdest.
came
Like they're
back, but
weird.
he still has a lot of debt.
Right, like OJ Simpson is still, writing tweets. He's still out there. So all that,
Yeah.
that whole trial, beat the case. But people are always going to associate him with being like that guy that definitely murdered his wife.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy.
like,
Sometimes you can't free yourself.
for sure,
No matter what you do. If you do something significant enough, that's never going to go away, right?
Well, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's good. I mean, there's a lot of people like that for sure. It's cool. I mean, I think everybody deserves a second chance. Everyone's a sinner at one point in their life. We're born
That's
sinners.
what that's what oh, I don't know about born sinners. That's a big philosophical
Not, but
discussion.
we all have. I think we all have weaknesses. We all have like a tendency to do things that aren't always the best.
Oh, I see what you mean. You don't literally, you don't like actually mean like original sin and all
No, I
that.
don't mean we're all born like fucking criminals and
Oh yeah,
drug lords and shit, which is it does happen to people.
yeah.
We're not talking about that. But like some people have like tendencies to like steal and like people like sometimes even if you don't act on it, but these thoughts enter people's mind. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
someone had
Yeah.
most people, not everybody. I can't speak for everybody, but in general, like people are born with with thoughts that aren't always the best in their head and like tendencies to like do certain things that can be considered sins and whatnot. It's all about overcoming your habits and to be a better person and whatnot.
Yeah, no, listen, don't give it most people don't just give in to whatever impulses they have. I mean, some
Yeah,
people do, and we know how that turns out. Oh, happy birthday, man.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Whose birthday is it?
I don't know. I mean, there's just a birthday balloon over there.
Crazy. It's crazy how these Zoom backgrounds work.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's
It's like
something else.
there's no green screen or any shit like this. Like what
Yeah.
the hell, man?
You know what else is interesting? That this company just comes out of nowhere. I mean, I was using it before,
No, Zoom has
but
been out before this.
but I'm just interested. I just think it's interesting that they were the ones who got it. Like they got the spotlight from the
Yeah,
virus.
but people are saying that you shouldn't use it because people can hack into it. But I'm not really worried. Like schools and like companies aren't using it because people can hack. Obviously, we're having a personal,
Yeah,
call. It's not really a big deal.
I saw some stories
Asher's
about
calling
that.
for
Like,
music or something. He's on the porch.
What?
And Asher's on the porch. He wants to ask you something.
In the middle of something. People are trying to disturb me in my ritual here.
why
I don't.
invest, man?
I
They're trying to
don't.
blow out candle.
Yeah, I don't appreciate it.
Don't let the light go out, man. Don't let the light go out.
Don't let people take over your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Someone tries to blow out your flame, burn them. That's it, man.
Take the flame and burn it.
You can quote me on that.
It's a
Try
good
to
one.
blow out my fire, I'ma burn you.
Bitch, I'm gonna burn you with my fire. What?
I'ma burn you. Woo, woo. It's crazy.
It's kind of fun though. Like I'm in space. Kind of late. I'm in
Chaim,
time.
in case anyone's watching this right now, Chaim took this one. I'm not doing this picture any justice, but with my bald head, but this is
Yeah,
like
for
a
sure.
double. It's like a double sun,
Yeah.
quadruple sun. I don't know what.
Mm. The boy wanted to borrow my lighter. I wonder what he's doing with it.
Oh, whoa.
Ooh,
He's probably burning his comments a little
yeah,
late.
probably. Yeah. You can't own any helmets right now. Helmets.
Hammets, haller. Could be found some. Maybe found some. Found some in the closet.
Yeah, but you can't own any. If you gotta sell it or I found a dreidel.
Dude, wrong holiday, man.
Never the wrong what? It's always a holiday. What? I don't understand.
Always a holiday. Every day can be a holiday. I think.
Well, not
Keep
necessarily.
trying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, every day's a beautiful day.
Every day's a blessing.
Blessing. Another
You
day
know,
equals another blessing.
another blessing. Not another dollar, especially not in
No,
not
no, no.
not in this economy.
That's not how
No,
it's been. That's not how it's been for me lately. Hopefully
no,
one
no.
day. Hopefully, one day it'll be like another day, another trillion. Like what?
Emir Tasha. By the time we have Grandpa Joe, Grandpa
Grandpa,
Joe Rogan on the
Grandpa Joe
podcast,
Rogan.
like a big white beard.
Well, after this coronavirus thing, like, stay tuned. We're gonna have guests and stuff. Man. With God's help, Sirat Hashem for sure.
That's right.
People in mind.
Emir
Hopefully,
Hashem. Emir Hashem.
hopefully they'll be down.
That's right.
I mean,
I,
most people are pretty down to join people's pockets. Helps this clout. Nowadays it's all about the clout.
true. It's true. It's not about the wave. People aren't riding the wave. They're just
Nah,
riding the clout.
we're gonna have people like artists on, like business
That's
owners,
right.
coaches, health coaches, hopefully
Yeah.
some psychologists, all types of people, all types of minds. So anyone that's passionate about what they do, we're gonna try to get them on.
Yeah.
Because everything comes down to passion.
And sharing that information with you guys. And by the way, like we love hearing from you guys. We love your feedback. We
Yeah.
want this podcast good. We want to make it, you know, tip top. So any
Yeah.
tips you guys have,
So
any comments, feedback, negative, positive, give
yeah,
it to us.
the audio's bad. You let us know. If anything, you gotta let us know. We're trying to make this better. We're trying to make everything better. We're doing it over Zoom, so can't tell you that we're gonna be able to give you the perfect audio, but whatever you want to go hit us up at the underscore wave underscore podcast on Instagram, find us on YouTube, leave a comment and whatever. Yeah. How long have we? What's the time on the podcast today? How long has it been?
It's 4:01 right now, where I am, Charlotte, North Carolina, baby. What time is it by you?
11:01.
Baby. 11:01. Perfect. Beautiful.
Uh, uh,
What you got there? What you got?
it's my camera, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Taking pictures in the moon.
that's crazy. You don't need to take a picture of the moon, dude. You got it right behind you. Just look at it.
No, but I want a
Just turn
picture
around.
of it so I can take it
Turn around.
home.
It's right there.
When I come back
I got.
home, I want to have this on my wall. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's crazy. Oh man. It's good.
Someone just commented on my post. Time is an illusion. It is an illusion, by the way.
Time.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, there's a lot of aspects of time
Let's
that
hear it, man.
you need to get rid of in your mind. Like the idea of having no time to do anything is a bunch of BS. It's all about doing more and more and more every day. It's not about I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. It's not true. You do have time. You might not have time at this moment, but you'll have time tomorrow, or you'll have time later. But time is something that you just gotta keep building on your time. Don't look at your schedule and watch about your time. Of course, there's a lot of aspects of time that are true. It's a weird time is a trippy thing. Like, never say the point of this. What we're trying to say is that never tell yourself that you don't have time for something because you probably never.
Oh, it's true, and I think
The police just passed by.
Oh, yep. You got to enforce that quarantine. Listen, man, I think and I hope that millions of people around the world are realizing, just like they're realizing what they need and what they don't, realizing really do with their time.
Well,
People have so much time on their hands.
the idea of 24 hours in a day and whatnot, that is a man-made thing. I mean, not 24 hours, but the idea of having like a watch that's 60 minutes to 1 hour 60 seconds to a minute, that's really a man-made thing, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Because back in
How much?
in times of in historical times, it's not they didn't use watches and they would look at the sun and be like, oh, it's yeah, or they'd have like a fucking stick in the ground and they'd be like,
Look at the shadow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
yeah,
Sun goes up,
watches.
sun goes down.
I think watches are great because you can, time management is important for sure. Especially, everyone needs to learn how to manage their time to the maximum. If you learn how to manage time, you can utilize your time. Take that
Right.
wisdom for a second.
Right. You can manage it. It's
You
not
can,
controlling you. You manage it. It's
yeah,
not managing you.
yeah. The fact that like I have no time for this, I don't like. You need to learn how to control your time. I think that's another thing I need to put out there. Learn how to control your time and use your time. It's your time. It's not anyone else's time. It's not this and this blah blah blah. It's your time. You make it. Control it. You control everything in your life. Oh, not everything, but you control yourself.
Yeah. Also, take a look at what you're spending your time on. Like,
Yeah.
you really need 3 hours to watch
Yeah,
Netflix. Like,
you really
really?
needed to finish that show in one night. I know kids that
Okay.
like kids are like came over like this I heard some kids talking about earlier. They're like, I finished like 6 seasons of this show in like
Like they're
2 days.
proud of it,
And they're
right?
like
You
proud of it. I'm
just
like,
sat
bro,
there, right? You just sat there doing nothing.
you're just twice amount.
Right.
You're just twice as fried. All I got, I was so you're more fried now, and you just wasted 3 days of your life, and you didn't grow, you didn't get any smarter. So no, I just have an advantage over you and everything basically, because you'll probably never outsmart me now because you just wasted the last 3 days watching Netflix while I was taking courses and reading books and making posts and whatnot. So okay, good to know. Thank you. Now I have the advantage.
That's intense, man. But no, I see what you're saying.
I don't mean it like that. I don't mean to be
Yeah, no,
so
like a
not
competitive, right?
but it's more like it's more about the perspective. Like you just like. Personally, I'm not saying I'm not smarter than anybody. I'm overall a pretty stupid person, but what I realized in my life is that you can use your time wisely.
No.
And at the end of the day, when you use your time wisely, you can reach your own potential. It's not about anybody else. It's not about your IQ. You can utilize your time so you can reach your goals and take bigger steps in life and whatnot.
No. And entertainment is very important. Like,
Mhm.
I it's good. Play some
Yeah.
video games, watch a movie, but you got to realize that it doesn't give back to you.
No, I don't think.
Like, and if you
I
don't
don't think.
realize that,
I think a grown adult should stop playing video games. But maybe like I would do it once in a while, like with some friends. Like maybe, but probably not. But
use
playing,
discretion.
I think movies are better though, because you could gain some perspective from it. You could for sure gain. You will gain perspective. You should gain perspective when you watch movies. It's my favorite things about movies. Sometimes, not just the entertainment aspect of it. Sometimes you gain perspective, and you're like, some movies like mind fuck you over. Like,
You know,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of those are like, not as like they give you that experience, but it's very superficial,
Well, some movies
right?
are
Like
based on
it's
real
hard.
things. Some
That's
movies
true.
are true stories.
You know.
I like movies that are real, and overall I'm not into fiction that much. I'm more into things that are real. Like I love old mafia movies, even the ones that are fake, because they're still like historical fiction. I don't know. Or like some
Oh,
movies,
it's
about someone that grew up in the hood, and then people die in the movie, people get shot, and people, then there's a good outcome and whatnot. Like these things actually happen in the world. And people should be more, people need to be more aware about what goes on. A lot more, people live in bubbles, especially in America.
people do live in bubbles. Yeah,
People in America
we
need
think
to
we know so much.
people in America need to travel a little bit, you know, and go
Not
like
right now.
well, I think in the in the life not right now obviously, because like America
Oh, it's bad.
has no history before 1600s, and there's history that goes so far back. When you come here, like I'm in Israel right now, there's literally you're living history when you're living in Israel. You're living actual history from thousands of years ago every single day.
Well, America did have history. We just, you
It's not
know,
that old.
we came
Oh yeah,
over.
the
We
Indians,
made
but
it
like
our own history, right?
how much I don't know. We don't know a lot about the Indians. They did a lot of shrooms and they like to dance naked and they like to
They were pretty cool people.
they like to hunt. They made really cool stuff out of wood. Yeah, they were good at it. They were
They
good
were
at it.
amazing. They were an amazing. They are an amazing people.
They
They
are
still are.
they
They're
are.
still around.
They're very
You
spiritual.
know.
They're very
You know.
connected to nature. Very
You know.
connected to nature. I think that's their. I don't know. I don't. I think it's pretty cool to be connected to nature, like an
You
Indian
know.
is. I don't think
You
anyone
know.
is as connected to nature as Indians. Very
You
very few.
know. Native Americans almost got their own state. Like the government almost
I think they should
gave
have.
them their
Well,
own like territory. They should have had one.
they
I
have their own
think.
territory in right near where I live in Broward County,
Yeah, but like
Florida.
it's not enough. They should have like a whole country
Yeah.
after what we did to them. Like, come
But
on.
there's not that many of them to fill up a whole country. Like
I'm
they could
saying like
all
there should have been in the first place.
like
Not now, but there
they,
should have been.
they could all
Like,
fit in Rhode Island probably. That's a tiny state.
well, they can now, but I'm saying like in the 1800s,
Well, the
right?
1800s was like a different time, and those people did not really give a fuck. That's Civil War, War of 1812, all that shit. 1800s.
People were really terrible back then.
Yeah.
People were bad. I mean, it was
People,
different.
those people were racist as hell. You think they give a fuck about the Indians?
Would have been nice, right? Would have been
Yeah,
cool.
it would have been nice, but you can't
We
really
could
tell.
like, you could like get a passport and go visit.
But it's
You
history.
know,
That's why I'm like,
it's
history
just
be pretty dope, honestly. Crazy shit. I mean, people, humanity is humans are crazy, man. That's what I'm trying to say.
humans are brutal, man.
Brutal as fuck.
Crazy,
You know,
crazy. Like the
crazy as shit.
Vikings. You know about the Vikings, dude?
Yeah, the pirates.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
I did a project on Vikings actually. I think in high school. Yeah, I think I had to do a speech
Oh,
about it.
oh, you did, didn't you?
Yeah,
I
were
think
you
I found
there?
that downstairs. No, I wasn't there, but I found it downstairs. You made like a book, right?
I don't even
Or was that
remember.
Yoni's?
I don't
It
even.
was
No, that
someone.
was
Oh,
mine. No, I did. I
I
did
don't want to
project on
name
the
drop
Vikings.
people. I don't want to name drop people on the
I'm pretty
podcast. My
sure.
bad.
Pretty sure that was me,
Might have been.
Dr. Kennan.
Dr. Kennan. He had some crazy teachers.
Teachers are whack as fuck. God, like
Some
seriously.
teachers are very wacky. We don't want to call any of our teachers
But
out.
like, it's not teachers. People gotta have perspective. Not all humans are the same, man. God did not create us equally.
Human teachers are a different kind of human, man.
Yeah, some of
They
them are.
are. Some of them are.
Real shit, real shit.
There's some crazy, crazy teachers.
Yeah.
We
High
got
school
like,
is weird.
but I
Oh,
feel like a lot of teachers are also just regular people, but we have that high school lens, right? Like they have that authority that's attached to them, and
yeah.
they're kind of like trying to
I mean,
maintain
teachers can also
themselves in a certain way.
be kind of like negative as well too.
I think it depends, man. It depends on the person. It depends on the setting.
For
Like
sure.
you can have a good teacher in a really bad school,
Hmm.
and can kind of change your experience there. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of and they are like weird, but I feel like a lot of their weirdness just comes from who they are, right, in society.
Yeah.
Like they have a crazy job.
So it's a weird place. I mean, also a lot of teachers don't even like being teachers. They just did it because it was
Well,
a
I mean,
job.
it's a tough job, right?
Yeah.
It's not very good pay in a lot of
I wouldn't want
cases.
to
I
be.
think
I would
teachers should
love to teach people for sure, but I would never want to teach in a school.
they should definitely get paid more, for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah,
They need
this
to.
isn't the
They
case.
need to teach more also. Teach more about life. Teach more
Yeah,
about
I think
self development, things of that nature. I think it's a
I think you should come out of high school knowing how to do taxes
yeah.
and knowing about buying a car and knowing about
Hmm.
debt. It's not something people are taught, and a lot of people are
Also,
left high and dry.
all they drive you to do is straight A's. Go to college, get straight A's, blah blah blah. Like they don't try to help you find yourself, which I think is the most important thing in life. Is having a ride, a time where you try to discover who you are as a person, discover your strengths. That shit's like a ride almost. It's like a wave, real shit.
It is a wave. High school is a crazy wave. High school is one of the biggest waves,
Yeah,
but it's also one of the smallest. I think it feels very big when you're in it, and then you can
mhm.
look back 10 years later and kind of laugh it off.
Yeah. It's just like it was a weird time.
It was a weird time, but it feels crazy when you're in it, right?
For
It
sure.
feels like the
Well,
biggest thing ever. Like it's the
you
biggest
don't,
deal ever.
yeah.
It's a
I
huge
mean,
deal. Every slip up, every move you make,
I didn't think of it like
right?
that. I think a lot of people probably thought of it like that. I never really gave a shit about what you just told me. But that's just my perspective.
I'm sorry, I missed like all of that.
I'm saying like I didn't really. My eyes was experiences with. I never really looked at things as that dramatic in school. I just didn't really care too much about what was going on in school.
I think people should reach that mindset by the end of high school, but not everyone does.
Yeah, because
And
most things
some people keep it
like well, you
for a
have to
long
realize
time.
on a daily basis, most things don't really matter. Like a lot of things matter, but a lot of things are just like you need to let them pass and just not even bother thinking about it because you should have better things to think about and goals. You should have goals you're working towards. It's more important than most of the things that happen.
It's some of the most superficial worries and concerns and
Yeah.
dramas and
People
dilemmas.
get very
And
stressed out. I mean, the amount of teen anxiety nowadays, I don't think that's normal. I don't think it's a consistent, you know,
like you get worked up over
uh,
something, right? Someone says something to you and you think about it for like a week,
yeah, it's
right?
also it's such a stressful time for a lot of people that care about a lot of things. I feel bad for those people. People that care
Yeah.
about people's opinions and people that want to impress their teachers and I feel bad for those people because it's like they have to be so competitive and they can't just enjoy their time. Like I was not in high school. I was not a competitive person. I realized there's no reason to be competitive in any way.
Right.
Like it's the only thing that I probably ever be overall competitive is probably nothing other than like building a brand or whatnot. Like, but that's more like fighting competition. It's a whole different game of competitiveness. And people just get competitive over dumb shit in school, like how to solve this math problem and whatnot. But and then put everyone down who didn't know about it. And then that one person that knew it feels like he's the fucking god. You know that kid? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kid's not always raising his hand, like, hey, I know the answer. Suck my.
Right,
Whatever.
right. Yeah. Listen, some people it can bring out the worst in people, man. Can really bring out the worst in people. Like things people say to each other, like How people hurt each other,
People
man.
have something I realized is people have such meaningless conversations overall. People tend to have meaningless conversations all the time where it's just like there's no aspect of like positivity and like trying to help the other person grow in any other way. Like it's
It's
always like
small talk.
people think
It's small talk, man.
it's cool to like put people down in school. Notice that. Like you gotta help people rise, everyone we should all just be helping as humanity, we should all just be helping everybody rise to the
It's true.
moon.
Come together, man.
E-
Come together.
Come,
Kumbaya.
come,
One love, baby.
come together. Like the Beatles.
Right now. Yeah. Like the Beatles.
Yeah.
No, everybody should all be loved, man.
Yeah. Peace and love, man.
All be loved.
Peace.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Easier said than done,
Easier
man.
said, but sure. I think we should all
Sure.
be a little hippie in a way.
No. But it starts with you. It starts with you
Sure.
and you and you
I
and you
asked but
and you.
you have to come from you.
Right.
hmm Don't let
So what
other.
are you gonna do today?
Yeah. Don't
Who are
don't
you
let
gonna call and cheer up today?
I think a lot of people's drive is not always from themselves, but it's from what other people want for them.
People are motivated by pleasing other people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Please yourself before you please others. I think that's important.
Maybe like work on yourself before you work on others too.
No, but like
Criticize yourself before you
don't be so
criticize
focused
others.
on like other people's perspectives and trying to impress them by doing this. Like don't always. It's not about impressing your teachers or your parents or your friends. It's about going to sleep every night feeling impressed by what you accomplished today. No matter what it is, it's all about those little steps, little steps like a snail. Don't stop, don't stop.
Yeah. Can't stop. That's it, man. Can't stop the wave.
Don't stop the wave.
Don't
Or
stop your wave.
the waves stop. I don't know. It's be weird. The waves don't stop. You ever look at an ocean?
Yeah, they kind of crash and then they start again, man.
Yeah, like, they don't stop. They just keep
Waves don't
going.
stop.
They just keep going and going and going. It's like a cycle. What do they do?
They might get little or they
Like
might get bigger.
same
Right?
thing with life. You wake up and you keep waving. You keep going every day. Keep going, riding, riding, riding. Every day, new waves, new tides. Every day, every day. Keep going. Whoa.
I'm right here. I'm right here.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hello, hello.
I think we should have a spiritual ritual with this candle.
Oh, we don't wanna we don't wanna summon something we're not supposed to.
Oh shit.
Open up a portal.
I mean,
Dude.
it's like imagine if we still had magic and whatnot. I don't even know. It's crazy.
I think it did exist. I
Yeah,
think
I
it
mean,
definitely
for sure.
existed before.
I mean, probably it was probably mostly illusions. I don't know, but definitely existed.
People weren't too smart back then, if you
Yeah,
think about it. I mean, they were smart for their time,
right.
right? But
Well, they were smart in probably in different ways too that we don't know about.
it's true.
I don't know. Like we overall have more facts in the world, more knowledge and whatnot. But I feel like we're also less connected in a way to the universe. I feel like in the olden days they
I
might have
think
been
we're more connected to each other, but not to the universe. No,
we're more connected to each other on a technological level, but not to like the
not
level
emotionally.
emotionally and humanity. Like
Right.
there's less like human connection in some ways, but it's all about the human connection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do the little dance. Yeah, sure.
So
Totally. Totally. No,
it's something
yeah,
that's tough.
it's
That's tough during these times. If you're away from a lot of your loved ones and humans that you generally are with, you gotta keep that human connection. Don't just stare at your TV. Don't just connect to your TV all day. Connect to people around you and people that you can call and whatnot. We have the blessing that we can call people. In times of crisis in the olden days, someone was stuck somewhere. They can't call no bud.
They died. They died, man.
And-
Dude, the olden days were crazy, man.
Yeah,
If you
man.
think
Honestly.
about it, if you they thought all kinds of different like monsters and creatures existed, they might have been right. Like
I don't
there
know.
could have been that stuff.
But
There
I
could
mean,
have been that stuff.
yeah, bro. It could be. I mean, maybe some of them got extinct.
I mean, look at the ocean, right? A squid barely leaves behind any trace when it
Yeah.
dies.
Also, we
Right?
haven't
Like
even
it just
we,
it dries up. So there could have been giant sea monsters,
we
right?
haven't even discovered all of the ocean yet.
We haven't discovered all the creatures in the ocean, right?
Nope, nope.
No.
We haven't understood
Crazy how
all the creatures on land necessarily. We don't know. We don't know if we do. We can't say we did for sure.
we still find new things, man.
Yeah, all the
There's
time.
parts of the earth that we
I
haven't
mean,
reached.
if viruses can pop out, monsters. Why can't monsters pop out? Honestly,
Yeah.
think about it.
There could be dragons somewhere.
Yeah,
We don't know. We don't know. There might be sea monsters and
yeah. I mean, we haven't.
kinds of
Also,
kooky goblins.
there could be things that live inside the earth. I would we know? We've only dig. We haven't dug that deep into the earth. I mean, dragons
True.
are not creatures that live above land. Generally, I mean, they fly above land, but they'll live in caves under the. I don't know.
Yep.
In
Dude,
in
I see
fantasies
what you're
that you
saying.
watch, like when you watch a fantasy, they live under fucking ground. Like,
Yeah. It's Lord of the Rings type.
yeah,
Yeah.
those new episodes
Definitely.
of Rick and Morty with the dragon and shit.
Oh yeah. That one was a little iffy, if you
Yeah,
ask me. Not too
that,
sneeze for the podcast. I
nah,
wouldn't put that.
nah.
I wouldn't do that one. We
No.
were
What would you rate this podcast on terms of like rated R or PG-13? Probably PG-13. There's a little bit of
yeah,
cussing.
probably PG-13. Is
But
that
you
what I
get
would
like
rate it?
you see
Definitely.
PG movies that they say words like like the B word, the F word. You see that shit and
They push it. People are pushing it every day.
yeah, like
People are
cursing
pushing it
in
every
our
day.
generation is like not even it's part of our language. It's part of the English language or any human language. Because you hear like I'm an Israelite, you just hear Israelis say in the middle of their Hebrew sentences, and it's not even a Hebrew word. Like, how did it scale to their language? Also, I went in the
Words are,
army. Every other word going on my mouth.
I mean, words are important, but like if you want people to not curse, don't you just let them curse and then the curse words get devalued. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, it's
These
weird,
words
but
words
because
just
like
lose their value.
if you grew up in like the you know like 100 years ago, and if you said the F word, man, that was like a really low level of a person. Now it's not at all like that. There are plenty of amazing people out there that curse a lot.
It's true. I don't
It's
think it's a
interesting.
measure of. It's not a measure of who you are as a person. It's just
No,
the
but
way you speak,
in the
right?
older times, like when my grandfather was growing up, no one cursed. That was such like a very like low level person type of thing to do.
It's very low society, yeah, very low
Yeah,
class to curse.
hmm
But people curse. People curse.
for sure. But they wouldn't say like the F word that much. You say damn a lot. That was a big thing when you listen to like old school TV. They just say God damn it.
That's good. Hey, hey, put that down. Hey, put that damn thing down.
God damn.
It's the black and white. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
movies used to be crazy.
these damn kids. You know what I'm saying? Those damn kids took my money.
Movies were so different back in like the
Yeah,
1930s. It was just people talking,
I like
right?
old movies though. Old movies are good.
Like old movies, like black and white.
Or old like TV shows, even like Superman or I Love Lucy is the one with the Three Stooges. Hey, that shit funny as hell.
But it's good. It's genuine because it's
I haven't
not
watched
crazy.
any of that. I need to watch some of that stuff.
It's
Like,
not crazy special effects or anything.
yeah,
Talking. It's very pure.
yeah. But it's also like weird acting. It's such a different way of acting back then.
That's what people were entertained by. If you went
Yeah.
back to ancient Greece or ancient Rome and you like went to the theater and you watched the play there, you'd be like, "This is weird too, man. I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on."
also, everyone went like the theater was also bigger back then because like that's the only place that we could watch a movie. Like everyone would go to the theater every Saturday and Sunday and whatnot. Also, people
Yeah.
used to go like bowling a lot more than they do now. People still do a lot of bowling.
And it wasn't just one movie. It was like, you could watch. There would be a cartoon, and then the news.
I
There'd be
would
a
not.
newsreel
We should try time travel to the 90s.
for the what?
To the 90s. Well, yeah.
For the
Or
'90s.
if I would prefer the 80s.
The '80s were crazy, man. A Florida guy. If you were in Florida in the '80s, dude.
In Miami,
I'm from Florida. So.
I mean, like, when I used to live in Miami Beach, like, I know some of those houses over there, like, used to be owned by drug lords without a doubt. Just the way they're designed is so,
It's
like,
it's still like a drug capital, man. It's still
hey,
crazy.
oh, yeah, I mean, you can get perks on every corner, basically. And
Yeah,
weed,
'cause there's
weed, at
so
every,
much.
weed at every house.
That's it. Florida's like
So easy,
Miami's like the drug
to get
capital of the
plugs. Like, you,
U.S.
you just put on your Snapchat story now. It's so easy nowadays to get that. You put on
You
your
find
Snapchat story,
drugs anywhere.
anyone got a plug, and 10 people hit you up, oh, hit up my plug, hit up this plug. On my Snapchat account, I probably follow like 30 different plugs. 30 different drug dealers, and there's more out there. Like, it's crazy.
They're all over
They're
the
just
place.
all in my Snapchat account. I don't even use them. Like, they're just like there, like, because they added me or I added them, like, through quick add or something. That's how easy it is nowadays. Like, or someone like you see
Yeah,
people's stories, they're like, go hit up my plug, swipe up. In Florida, you see that all the time, especially in Broward County. Broward County has a lot of stuff going on. Miami
it's just
too. They call it the
it's
dark
just a
south.
sign of the times.
They call it the dark south for a reason. For a reason.
Dark South.
The dark south.
I never heard that one.
Never
It's
heard of that
crazy,
one?
crazy, because Florida is like the most southern
You're not from
state,
South
but it's
Florida.
not. But it's not southern. It's not at
No.
all.
Well, it's got so
Unless
many
you,
different cultures, like over
yeah,
there. Yeah,
unless you go to North Florida,
I love
that's
it,
pretty
dude.
southern.
I like Florida. It's a cool place. It's a great place. And Broward is also like a rising town, like in terms of arts and music and all these things. It's really rising. There's a lot of young artists and hustlers who are like rising and hustling. You know, like it's gonna like it's keeps like I already had like the light shine over there. You know, from like Kodak Black and XX and whatnot. But like, there's more and more artists that keep coming out of there.
Oh,
It's cool.
they're from Broward.
Uh, I'm excited to see it happen. Like a lot of these Broward artists are gonna keep shining more and more and more. And Broward is gonna have
Well,
it already has a spotlight, but that spotlight is just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. It's exciting
good to have like a positive spotlight instead of
for sure. And a lot of
being
people
known
are like,
for
just can hustle through life
yeah.
and trying to make it in art and whatever are into. Like, there's a lot of people starting small businesses. You know,
It's good. Listen, if a city or a place has like
a lot of
any
producers.
kind of any kind of negative, association with it, it's good to like
Yeah.
have that kind of art spin to it, kind of balance that out, right?
For sure.
Good. You got a lot of creators coming out of there.
Yeah, well, including myself.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah, that's right. You're from Broward County.
hell yeah! What do you think I'm trying to do over here?
Broward County. I don't know the county. I don't know all the counties in Florida. I'm a North Carolina boy.
We're gonna have through this podcast. We're gonna have a lot of Broward artists come on here for sure. For sure.
Good. We'll get some MMA, get some Fortune 500 CEOs, get Elon Musk on here.
Hey, I mean, we'll
Perfect.
gotta fly to California sometime.
That's right.
We should spend like a couple months in California just doing podcasts with people. That'd be fun.
No, I feel like
I haven't been to
homeless people.
California. I want to go there.
California is amazing. I've been
If anyone wants to
3
sponsor us
times.
to
It's great.
California, DM us right now. I'd appreciate it.
It's true, dude. It won't
After the
be a
coronavirus,
podcast. We'll have 4 episodes. We'll spend a month. We'll do 4 different episodes.
What do you mean?
We'll also do like a webisode.
We'll do like 2-3 a week if we're in California. You know how many celebrities and whatnot and different types of people you can interview over there? We're doing like 5 a week.
Yeah, but
When were they?
I feel like we should do
every
a
day.
documentary. I feel like we should do a documentary though.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be good. Or
Everything
you know what?
at
We
it-
could do a documentary and a podcast.
Everything at its time, just
Yeah, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves.
yeah, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
A little bit.
Right now we're two broke teenagers, trying to make it, but whatever.
Remember what we said. Be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic
Assess your
with where you're at.
situation.
Like, I might be an artist, but I am nothing close to being an amazing artist.
That's right.
You gotta get better at your craft, but you gotta believe in your craft. That's why the ego is so important, because the ego is what's gonna drive you to believe in yourself. But at the same time,
That's self-confidence.
you
Right?
know, your ego can stop you from being a better artist because you're like, I'm the shit. I'm the best art on the street. I don't gotta improve my skills. Fuck everyone, I'm the best, blah blah blah. And then you're gonna end up on the street and again homeless.
You're gonna pop. You're gonna inflate
Pop.
like a bubble, and then you're gonna pop.
You got moon like, what if I just popped it? Boom.
That's it. These mics are good.
Honestly,
Good
yeah.
quality.
It's
So
the
shout out
company.
to Maano.
Mano.
Maano. It's good. You can't lose with a name like that.
Yeah, and like it's got this whole extension thing over here. It's like a robot. It's like a robot arm almost.
It's
kinda
kind of
cool.
like a robot.
Podcast
It's
equipment
pretty
is cool. I mean, anyone out there trying to think of start a podcast, just do it, man. Like it's the easiest shit in the world. So easy to start a
Very
podcast.
easy.
It's too easy.
Very simple.
Like how easy it is to put shit online. Like to have your own radio show, like 20 years ago, you need to go through auditions. You need to
Right.
I don't know now
You need
anyone,
to be working in radio. You need to have those
you need a little,
connections.
yeah, exactly.
You need to
Like,
spend
now,
thousands to get a secretary,
now
an
it's like
office,
two
studio.
crackheads could be like, we should start a podcast, and
What was I
bucks.
talking about before?
they buy
What was
mics,
I
and
talking
then,
about?
now they have a podcast, and now they're show hosts. Like it's a weird concept to think anyone can have a show about anything that they want to have.
I was saying before about commercialism. Everything becomes commercialized, right? Sooner or later, everybody can do anything.
It's a good time
Right.
we live in, though. I appreciate it.
It's a beautiful time.
I appreciate our
great.
time. It's a good time. Good time. Good times, man. Real shit.
All right. What are we at? An hour? 4:35.
I don't know.
Blah 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 blah.
I don't know. Oh shit! Oh, there's something in space that just hit me almost. I mean,
A spaceship?
no, it's just like there's a little. I don't know, some weird. There's like it's like a snake probably from the Snake Planet.
Oh yeah, dude. One of them fell in my backyard. Crazy. All over the place. That's beautiful.
It's too much.
Too much. Oh, yeah. All right, gentlemen.
Totally take a trip to the moon. We should do a podcast on the moon. Like, go to the moon.
You know what? I think we're gonna do that next.
Set
We're
up-
gonna
set up-
spend the week. Oh, you mean like actually on the moon? I thought you meant like about the moon.
Like in space, like we'll actually fly to the moon. We'll wear space suits and all that, like on the moon itself, because you can't live without. You need to have a mic in the space suit, and then you just sit there or float there and whatnot, and just talk and have a podcast on the moon. Film it, feed it. That'd be, like that would go viral if that shit happened. You actually took a trip to the moon and recorded a podcast on the moon. That shit would go viral real quick.
I mean, like it might cost like a couple $1 billion to get a spaceship up there, but I feel.
Yeah, but in the
I
long
feel
run,
the vibe.
in the long run,
I feel.
we'll go viral, and then people start paying us for our stupid talk show. You know what I'm saying?
But then we'd have to change our name to the Moon Podcast.
The Moon Podcast, yeah, for cloud, I guess. Yeah,
Oh wait! But the moon
what?
does control the waves. The moon controls the
Oh,
tides.
it could still be the
The
wave,
moon controls the tides.
but that would just be like the Moon episode of the wave,
It'd be the Tide Podcast.
and then
It'd be the
wow,
Tide Pod Podcast.
that's kind of funny.
Do you remember that? Do you remember when people were eating Tide
Oh my
Pods?
god, when people were, that was fucking weird.
That was crazy.
Ah, damn. People are literally eating Tide Pods. So I could think it's
People
funny.
will do anything. People will do anything for
People
clout.
will do anything for attention, and I don't know. People are stupid, man.
I mean,
Sometimes.
look at Kim Kardashian and how she got famous. I mean,
I don't know. I don't really follow what Kim Kardashian does, to be honest.
well,
What she got famous for, having a big ass? I mean, there's a lot of people nowadays that are famous just for
Well,
having a nice ass.
I mean,
No,
she's pretty intelligent though. Like she's going to law school.
I
She's
mean-
doing a lot with prison reform.
she's honestly, she's an entrepreneur. You know, she's like, if I had a big ass and whatnot, I'd use it to get more sales. Like, who wouldn't?
I mean,
I don't have that, so I gotta, study more marketing and whatnot, and trying to get smarter because I don't have that. I don't care that I don't have it, but like, if I had it, I'd use it to get more sales, more leads, and whatnot. It works for me.
as a male,
No, as a female.
as a female. Okay, all right, just checking.
But no, like, I don't know. Most of these females that just have 1 million followers, not all of them are really making any money.
Some of them are,
Some of them
you
are,
know, selling pictures. That's a big thing.
yeah.
You know, it was actually happening.
And people pay a lot of money for. So sometimes these they don't even show anything on these pictures. They're just pictures of them. They're not even like naked or anything. Honestly,
But that's great. That's
that's
such
what
like
I've heard.
a
Like I watched some YouTube videos about people talking about people that bought it, and the whole thing's a scam because most of the times they don't actually show you anything that it's all clickbait. Because people think they're gonna get something that's super naughty and whatnot, but then it's just like them like on the beach.
I think if you're willing to, I think if you're gonna drop money for that and debase yourself like that, you kind of deserve to get scammed, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's
Kind of deserve. Like I don't feel bad for you.
People are lonely, especially during these times. There's not much to do. I mean, I'm sure like the Pornhub count and all that's through the roof right now.
Oh, lots of people breaking and cracking. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
You can't even go out, like and so you can't go out and meet people and whatnot. So like the only thing left is Pornhub.
Right. Or you could meditate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. But there's even studies showing that how bad, like how people enjoy watching porn sometimes and being with the actual person.
That's just a show of how warped everything is, man.
Yeah, how warped our society is, man.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
There's so many blessings in our society, but there's so many things that
so many curses. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That's it, man. All right. Well, I mean, I hope we're all strengthened by the wave. I hope we're not giving in, spending too much time on the hub. I know it's a tough time, but gotta stay off that hub, man.
I think it's time to wrap up this wave.
This wave is coming to a crash. It's crashing down on the beach.
It's been a good wave this week. I mean, every week is like a whole wave. The whole week's a wave. It's like so big.
A week is away. A lot of people died, but a lot of people are strong too.
Anyways, this has been a good wave,
It has been a good wave. It's been a great wave. Great second episode.
Wishing everyone a blessed week. Good holidays. Keep riding the wave.
Stay on that.
Stay on the grind. Keep learning. Keep hustling and whatever. Keep chasing your passions. Keep chasing your ideas and aspirations. Persistence.
That's right.
Keep being persistent. Don't lose that. Don't lose the elements of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we love
That's
you
right.
as usual. Bless-
Stay tuned for the next episode, babies.
Stay tuned. Blessings to all.